Isle of the Eyes. So quick update, I am in Act 3 at this point, and I am tinkering with a nuke build, a Maelle nuke build. Ultimately, I'm just preparing for my next playthrough on New Game Plus when I attempt to beat this game on Expert. And yes, there's kind of two sides of the coin when it comes to how you play this game. There's definitely this elitist group who don't like doing a lot of damage and love the parrying and dodging and all that fun stuff. I can appreciate that as much as anybody. I am not that guy. I am on the other side where I'm having an absolute ton of fun just nuking the heck out of every enemy I come across. I'm still playing on Expeditioner, but it's still fun. And now that I understand build theory a little bit, I'm starting to understand how I need to set up the characters in order to get them to go in the order I need them to go in order to complement and strengthen Maelle as much as possible. So far I'm doing pretty good, except for I need Sciel to jump the line in order, and I think I just realized what I'm doing wrong. So let me show you. So as you can see, Verso's going 3 times. And in a perfect world, what I want is Verso to go twice and then Sciel. And then when the boss's turn comes up, have him stunned so that Maelle can go next. And so ultimately the enemy doesn't go at all. And then Maelle just nukes the hell out of him. That's the idea. That's what I'm trying to build towards. But I realized because I have auto death on Sciel, I'm pretty sure she's losing her turn even though she has really high agility. And that's what's keeping her from putting her in between Maelle and Verso. And for me, it's kind of hard to give up the Chevelum because that's what the Verso has. As you can see, it automatically puts him in S rank, which is amazing. Totally broken. And it's the sword to use for him if you're playing a Verso build or nuke build. But I'm not. I'm playing a Maelle nuke build. So anyways, I'm going to tinker with this. I'm going to show you how I currently have this setup going, and then I'm going to switch up their Pictos and see if I can get them or Sciel to move up a position. Alright, so now he's broken. There's his mark. See, at this point, we're going way too many times. And at this point, we want to put the powerful buff on. There we go. And at this point, Verso doesn't need another turn. But when I do a base attack, it will give me a bunch of AP back. See, I'm back to 9. And here I could definitely do Endbringer. It would do a ton of damage. Probably get him to less than 10% or 20% of his health. But this build is not about Verso. It's about Maelle. In this scenario, since he's stunned, we're going to skip our turn. Actually, wait. We need to make sure he's marked. Almost forgot. There we go. Now we skip our turn. And then this boss is going to skip his turn because he was stunned. And now it's Maelle's turn. And then I added Last Chance. I really don't need to because I have the 1 Pictos and I'm already at 1 health. As you can see, I'm 1 of 1 health. Can't take any damage, but that's the way this build is set up. So then we activate Stenhall. And this deletes enemies. 14 million. Not bad. My best is 35 million. And for sure, I know I've seen crazier numbers out there, but that's the best that I got right now. Well, my headphones died, but nevertheless, change the build setup. Let's see how this one goes. Verso dies, he comes back. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now Verso's going twice. Sciel next. Boss will be stunned. Maelle for the win. All right. So first, let's break him. There he goes. And then we got 3, so we'll go and buff ourselves. There you go, perfect. He's not marked though. Hopefully I can mark him, and I didn't. It's all good. Sciel has the Pictos too to help with the marking, so we'll just do a normal attack. I think my normal attack also potentially doesn't mark. No, it didn't. Okay. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is Fortune Fury for Maelle. Perfect. I just realized I didn't put double mark on her, because ideally what I want to do is my base attack does puts him in defenseless, So in a perfect world, I have him marked, defenseless, and he's on fire. Okay, he's defenseless at this point. And now we can put intervention. She doesn't need the 4 AP, but again, we're gonna use it just so she can go next. So Maelle has some additional Pictos that also help her damage with health below 30% and 50%. And then we're gonna do Stendhal, see how this goes. Nuked him. Oh my. 117 million. Okay. Absolutely annihilated my best damage. 35 million. And I know people out there are doing 1 billion at this point, but man, that's a big milestone for me. Especially slowly but surely figuring out these build constructs to get these crazy numbers. That's awesome. What is that, like 1,000% increase? We went from 17 million, right, to 117 million. I could be misremembering, but it's about 100 million more damage than we were doing. And like I said, I did 35 million on my old setup, but this by far is pretty crazy. And we're gonna build on it. That's amazing. I'm not even optimized yet. There's Pictos that Sciel, actually all 3 of them, that I could definitely add to make them stronger. Now I'm really starting to see how some of these builds are getting to these crazy numbers. Woo. Amazing.